had a really interesting dream last night. In this dream, we were sitting in the living room / dining room area, and it was still light out, but the sun was going down. It was like maybe an hour before sunset, and we see this from the front window. We see this young lady running up, like distressed and upset about something, to the front door, and she knocks really hard. And I noticed this young lady is wearing a gray t-shirt and jeans, and I was like, wow, it's really strange that she's running in jeans. Like, something must be wrong. Well, I answer the door, and she says something to the effect of, we were practicing for cross country, and my friend is hurt, and we need your help. Please come right away. Well, right away, I think this is very strange because she's wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and I can't remember what shoes she was wearing, but I don't believe they looked like training shoes, running shoes. And this young lady looked like a combination of two girls that I actually know in real life, which is why, that's how our brains work. Like, can't conjure up a new human being. It has to be something you've experienced before. So, it was a combination of two girls that I'm familiar with. And so right away, my suspicions are raised, and I start asking her some questions, and the upset look kind of drains from her face, and she's still speaking in hurried voice, but in a hurried voice, but it's less intense. And so I start asking her, where were you running? What happened? Why did you choose to come to our house? It doesn't look like your friend is right out front or anything. And most of all, why are you running in jeans? It doesn't seem to be a helpful outfit for running. But while all this is happening, and I'm immediately thinking like, oh, this is a scam. Somebody's trying to distract me from something. Well, from our front door, you can see the driveway. You look through the kitchen and through the corner windows, and you can see the driveway, which then obviously leads to the garage. And as I'm talking to this girl, I'm seeing over on the side a young man, boy, teenager, running toward my garage. The door of which I know to be shut and locked because my wife has been locking the side door lately. So I decided, okay, I'm going to close the screen door, which we don't actually have one on our front door, but in the dream we did. So I closed the screen door and locked it because the girl was getting more aggressive and she was like trying to come inside. So I locked her out, made sure all the house doors were locked, and ran out to the garage. I looked in the garage, he wasn't there, so I go behind the garage. And apparently in this dream, it was a world in which everybody's garage had like a reset button in the back in a little black box. It was a yellow button. And when you held this down long enough, it unlocked the garage and opened the door. It was like a default button. And so what these kids were doing was one of them was going to the front door while the other was running around to the garage to open it up and try to steal stuff. It wasn't necessarily the most foolproof plan because it would take quite a long time to pull off. And like I said, I'm not the only person in existence whose garage / driveway you can see from the house. So how they plan to get the items and get out of there is beyond me. But I ran around the back, I caught this kid, I pulled the box off the back of the garage. I was like, I'm not leaving this here anymore. So apparently it wasn't wired into anything. It was just like a wireless box with a button in it. And I said, what are you doing? I'm going to call the police. Get out of here. Go away. They took off running. But they ran right next door to our neighbors. They ran right next door, which was to our neighbor's house. And tried the very same thing. Well, they weren't home. Our neighbors weren't home. So the girl in the jeans again, with the same old story, not changing it for anything, knocks on their doors, rapping on their door, trying to get their attention. And meanwhile, the boy is running into their garage because, for whatever reason, my neighbors weren't home, but their garage door was open. And their garage, like, you can see from our house too. Like, you can, it's connected to their house. Our garage is detached. Their garage is attached to the house. So it's like in the same plane with the rest of the house. And so I see him clear as day run in, but this time it's a different boy. The other boy, I guess I scared off and he ran away. So I run out of my house, lock up the doors, run over to their house, go into the garage, catch the kid by the shoulders, start shaking him. It's getting a little intense. I'm like, what are you doing? Why is this happening? What do you think? Get out of here. And he starts running, and then I woke up. So, to me, it's very kind of funny how our subconscious works, because one, both of the boys in this dream, I felt like I knew somehow. Like, I don't know their names, but I definitely, like, their faces are familiar to me. The girl, on the other hand, was, like I said, a combination. Like, physically, she looked like two young ladies that I know, like, melded together. That's the best way I can describe it. And the only thing that I can think of that led to this dream, that, like, happened during the day that led to this dream, is that we keep Ellie's outside toys in the garage. And like I said, my wife has been locking the side door. I usually leave the side door unlocked so I can walk in and out freely and whatnot. But she's been locking the side door to the garage ever since we started setting up for our garage sale, which has been over for a week now. And so I went to go get Ellie's outside toys out yesterday morning before I left for school, and the side door was locked, so I had to go to the front and punch in the code and open the big door and everything to get her toys outside. And that was the only interaction I had with my garage all day yesterday. Like, I don't know why my brain decided to fixate on that dream and create that situation. To me, dreams are totally interesting. Like, your brain is creating a brand new story while you sleep to either keep you entertained or scare you or just kind of recap. I mean, sometimes your dream is just a recap of the day, or kind of a let's live through what tomorrow might be like. It's just so strange the way our brains work, and I've never really studied it in great depth. We did a unit on dream interpretation when I was in junior high, in 8th grade computer class. We had to, maybe it wasn't computer class, maybe we were just in the computer lab, but we had to think of a dream that we had and type up all the details into this generator, and then it would, like, interpret your dream for you, or it would pick out keywords and tell you what those things typically meant in your dream. So it was a very entertaining dream. It wasn't extremely stressful. I felt actually very rested this morning when I woke up. I thought it was strange enough to share, and maybe I'll look up some of the details later and see if I'm predicting anything that might happen in the future. But dream interpretation is kind of right up there with, like, ghost stories with me. Like, I get that your subconscious is remembering / creating things from your experiences, so the things you're dreaming are in some way related to your life and things that have happened to you. But I'm not into the whole premonition, like, prophecy thing, like, as a reality. It's just another one of those things that I don't subscribe to. So that's that. Hey, has anybody else ever seen these? Well, this one's a cowbell, so I apologize. But with the sun, it looked different. It's a semi truck that carries livestock, so they got a cowbell hanging from the back. But it reminded me of those attachments to, like, your trailer hitch that look like, for lack of a better term, a sack of testicles. Those things are absolutely disgusting. Like, if I were in middle school, I might think it was funny. But for an adult who owns a vehicle to hang that, like willingly hang that from their vehicle and display it proudly and let it sway back and forth when you're at a stoplight, it's disgusting and, I don't know, makes you look dumb. It's immature. There we go. That's disgusting and immature. So I don't particularly care for them. Like I said, if I was a 12-year-old, I might think it was hilarious. But there's no 12-year-olds driving stereotypically big pickup trucks with testicles hanging. Anyway, that was my dream last night. If anybody out there does like to interpret dreams, feel free to leave me what you think it means in the comments below. All of the videos lately have only been getting like one view. So, to that person, if you want to interpret dreams, feel free. Alright, I'll see you this afternoon.